All right. Hello, everybody. Spinal here. We're gonna cue some ladder games. Right now, we are sitting at 1496. If we can win a game or two, we might even breach 1500. That would be cool. Just some notes from I've been queuing this week, and I kind of been like evaluating my team, blah 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 blah. First of all, let me show you this really cool mount. I got the Golzy mount, so Golzy will follow me, and then sometimes he'll pick my ass up. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. I wanted this mount ever since they previewed it. And Golzy just grabs you and walks around with you. So I'm having fun with that. But let's talk about the team for a sec. We've made some changes. Basically, the way I see it is there's like a big three right now as far as openers are concerned, and it's Minotaur, Rolder, and Tyrannak, basically. And every team kind of wants to open with two of these three. They all combo together well. They're all very powerful openers. And I find myself always opening with Tyrannak because I'm running two electrics, and I don't want them to play Gaialis, which is a very, very powerful Crystal Tem. Gaialis, this one. I want to avoid Gaialis, so I always open with Tyrannak, pretty much. And I was using Noxolotl to kind of open with Tyrannak. But I ended up falling into this pattern where like Stair wasn't enough damage because Tyrannak has Embers turn 1. It's not like Rolder who's doing like 100 base power turn 1. Tyrannakk's doing 63 base power, so like Stair's of lower value. And so then I was like also finding myself spamming Toxic Ink, which is a good ability, but we are doing it on a Noxolotl who has very little attack invest, probably 0 actually. So it's not like it's gonna kill things very quickly. It'll take probably like 3 turns to kill Toxic Weak Temps with that. Anyways, so I was opening with Noxolotl, and there were 2 problems with that. One, it wasn't comboing very well with Tyrannak for 2 reasons. Stair doesn't have great value when you're doing Embers and Meteor Swarm. And 2, Toxic Ink is what I want to be doing because I want to be checking enemy Tyrannaks or Water and Grass Tems. However, it wasn't doing it very well because he's not specialized to do that. Third, Noxolotl has very powerful traits, and my Tyrannakk's disabling traits. I feel like a lot of Noxolotl's power budget is spent in his traits. I was running a Toxic Skin one, which is very, very powerful. If they focus him, they get poisoned. Does a lot of damage. But when you're next to Tyrannak, that's disabled. So we're like opening with these two, but they don't have great synergy. So I decided, let's go back to one of my favorite Tems. We're going to go back to Jukenpo, which is our Tataru. The special thing about our Tataru is he's Spinal style. So most people run kind of a neutral setup with him, with Extra Energy Slam, Major Slash, Held Anger, all being really, really powerful neutral abilities. The problem I found is that Extra Energy Slam is very stamina intensive. It costs 31 stamina. And Tataru has a lot of base stam. Actually, with just a little bit of investment, I'm all the way up to 85, which is probably not the correct number. Not sure about that number. Probably is there's something better with my current setup. Anyways, the point is, most people run Tataru with Extra Energy Slam and Held Anger, and they're all very powerful abilities, but they're all very predictable and very linear. When people see a Tataru they're gonna expect neutral damage coming out of it. So I did, and that's the one problem with that. And the other problem is that it's very mana or stamina intensive. This costs 31 stamina. To compare, like Stoneball is the classic, very expensive move, and it costs 34. So this almost costs as much as Stoneball. And then Tataru also has Major Slash, and Major Slash is very, very good ability. Not a lot of Tems have this. I think it's does Skunch have it? I'm not sure. Not a lot of Tems have this ability, but it's actually very, very good because it has 150 base power, which is extremely high. As a point of reference, Held Anger is like one of the higher ones in the game, and it has 4 hold and it's 160. So there's only 2 hold for 150, so it's very, very high base power. A high stamina cost, but not like exorbitant. I'd say 29 is like on the higher end, but not like exorbitant. Anyway, so the point is, instead of running a classical Tataru with a extra energy slam and Held Anger and Major Slash, we're running Stoneball and Noxious Bomb. And what this does is it's not that much less damage. The extra energy slam does 90, it has 90 base power, and it also scales with your stamina. And Noxious Bomb will do less damage against neutral targets than extra energy slam, because you get stabbed. So this 90 actually is 90 plus 45, which is like, what, 130? It's the equivalent of like 135 versus 100. Plus the stamina scaling, which is minor, but still there. So we're running Noxious Bomb, but what this lets us do is it lets us check Toxic Weak Tems. And it's actually pretty powerful because it lets us 2-shot most grass or water Tems that are frail. It lets us check Babawas that are 4 times weak to Toxic. And it lets us check Teardak, which we see a lot of because it's one of the big 3 right now. So this is nice. And then we're also running Stoneball. And Stoneball is interesting because normally Tataru, if he has a full colorless or neutral layout, he can't hurt mentals. And a very common mental is Minotaur, one of the big 3, as we talked about. So we're gonna go ahead and we're running Stoneball instead of the classical loadout. And what this lets us do is, where normally we would only be able to hit Minotaur for half damage, we can now use Stoneball and hit him for double damage, which is 4 times as much. So we don't get stab with these abilities because we're neutral Tem, and stab is same type attack bonus. But the end result is the Tataru kind of fills the slot that the Noxolotl filled as a toxic aggressor, but it doesn't have a great trait, or it doesn't have a very useful trait, so it being disabled doesn't really matter, and has nice base stats. There's a bunch of other stuff we did to change around our team, but let's see how this game shows up. Alright. We have to ban, I normally ban ground Tems. I'm trying to ban Rolder as much as I can. Seismunch is a Tem that gives me pause though, because it just does so much friggin' damage. I'm trying to decide if Seismunch is worse or Rolder is worse. And I think Rolder might be worse. So we're just going to ban Rolder. And I don't like letting Seismunch through, but it's just kind of... I think banning Rolder is better than banning Seismunch. One Tem that Tataru cannot hurt very easily is Volerend, because we have Stoneball and Toxic, Noxious, whatever. A poison attack and a ground attack. Volerend resists both of those. Do we open Rolder or Tyrannak here? I think we just always open Tyrannak. We just always open Tyrannak because we want to avoid Gaialis. This is going to goad them into... They're going to want to pick Volerend. And they're probably going to want to pick Seismunch since I banned Rolder. But they're all... Seismunch is interesting because he doesn't have a turn 1 Earth move. Okay, so this guy knows what's up. He doesn't have a turn 1 Earth move. So, we could start Tataru here. We could start Minotaur. Tataru's not great. But Tataru's Stone Ball actually is pretty great. And I'll show you why. Because Stone Ball will burn Seismunch for 2 turns, so it'll stop the turn to, if he does a turn to Wachimo, it will do a lot of damage. Also, this setup lets us swap turn 2 into Grandpa, which will be very powerful. He's going to go for the Roller Ban. I will be keeping Tyrannak relatively healthy if this all goes according to plan. So, I think I can afford to not ban their crystals, which seems like a really bad idea. But I don't have a choice. So we are kind of in trouble, but I think we have a way out. So we could ban one of his electricals. We are going to bring in Grandpa. Golly gee. Which electric do we ban? We're just going to ban Minotaur. Might have been better to ban Golzy. This guy's team is actually very scary for me. I don't like fighting against crystals. I don't like fighting against grounds. He has 2 grounds and 2 crystals and a Volerend. All nightmare times for me. Let's just go with the Grandpa. Obvious pick here. Now let's see how he shakes it out. He's going to pick up Golzy. Nice thing about Golzy is we do have Minotaur. Minotaur kind of deals with Golzy, but Minotaur also loses very hard to the 2 crystal Temps. But he really wants to bring his crystals. He also really wants to bring that Tolkien. I think we're just gonna have to deal with it like this. He wants to bring in the Tolkien to deal with the Taifu. But he also wants to bring in the 2nd crystal. We're gonna be this is looking okay. Turn 2, he's gonna swap in Gaialis. And we're going to swap in Grandpa and, oh, he did not end up taking the Tolkien. So he is very weak to Taifu. Let's go to our next scene. Hello? So he is very weak to Taifu. We just have to keep Tyrannak alive. Let's see how much damage he takes from his Volerend. It could be a max attack Volerend, which would be the worst case scenario, I think. Or it could be a speed Volerend. Or it could be a tank Volerend. That's the thing with Volerend. He has a lot of different ways to build him, and all of them are very distinct from each other. Maybe you can try and KO Tyrannak turn 1. He doesn't even have to really KO it. He is instead going to go for the heat up. So we are going to see a Gaialis come in on turn 2. But this Nox Bomb doesn't obliterate us. It is an anaerobic Volerend, so it is kind of tanky, and it has Strange Vest. So I want to get like super tanky. We're going to see the Synergy Stone Ball come out, and it's going to burn the Seismunch, which does a lot of... It reduces the pressure he puts out by quite a bit. We could try and anticipate the Gaialis swap in. Or we can just, I think we just swap in Grandpa and nothing else really seems to bother us. This insulates us from a Toxic Plume play, and it insulates us from a Seismunch Wreck play, so he doesn't get too much value there. It also saves our Tyrannak for later, because it's going to be very powerful against Gaialis, and especially Trimurian, who's 4 times weak to fire. Also, anytime you can get this play off where you're swapping in a Grandpa, and you're turboing it on that turn, he gets his holds up, he gets Hypnosis, he gets Hyperkinetic, and both Temps get +3 to speed, which is... It's a lot of speed. It's a lot of speed. Tataru goes from, like... it goes from being very slow to being very fast, and it's very scary. it kind of flips the tem around. So this is a power play for two reasons. One, it counters any move he could do, and two, it's a powerful play just on my side. So he's gonna go for the Toxic Plume play, which is fine. Tataru's sad to have -2 attack, but at least it only affects Tataru and not both tems like it would normally. Because if he got this on, he isn't gonna go for the obvious Toxic Plume. That's an interesting choice. Does get some damage on Polenta, but we can now Hypnosis the Valorant if we want. And he can't really burst down. The question is, do we Stoneball, which is 240 power with double damage, or do we Major Slash, which is 225? So Stoneball actually does more damage, but do we care about the priority? No. But do we care about a swap in? There's nothing you can swap in that would really tank Stoneball. The only really big consideration is, do we want to keep up Major Slash? And I think we do. Because this is not going to kill no matter what we do, the fact that we can save Major Slash for next turn with +3 speed makes it very, very powerful. So Gaius is going to use Hook Kick. It's not going to kill. And he's kind of in trouble here because now we're threatening to kill Gaialis with Hyperkinetic, and we're threatening to do a lot of damage to Valorant with Major Slash. So I think we can just let it rip. We could just let it rip. We're not going to invest. Or we could swap. We could swap in Crudo here. Crudo, which means raw in Italian. We could swap in Crudo, which is not the worst. It's not the worst. Also, saving Tataru at full health with +3 speed is very, very powerful, and Major Slash up is really, really powerful. So we could either swap in Crudo or we could swap in Gorgonzola, but I want to threaten this Valorant, so let's swap in here. I'm pretty confident this Hyperkinetic will kill Gaialis. If it doesn't and he reads me and somehow does a crystal move on the Minotaur swap in, I'll be blown out into the next fucking century and probably lose the game. But I'm pretty confident this will kill. Rage? Let's see. Oh gosh. Oh! Okay. Maybe he doesn't read it. He does a helicopter kick. We're okay. It's okay. This is fine. It's completely fine. Ah, this is actually such a problem. Aha, this is actually such a problem. We could try and outspeed the Gaialis. It is likely that this Gaialis is pretty slow because he lived that. You have to have a lot of bulk investment to live that, but the problem is he has a 3' move, and if he's faster than Minotaur, we just lose Minotaur. And that's a big problem. We could just swap in Gorgonzola. Not what I want to do. Oh man, but we might have to do it anyways. We might just have to pray that... Man, this could go so bad so fast. Oh boy. If this guy else is faster than us, we just lose. If he has the God spread, we just lose. We could try and swap into... Nope, we have to do this. It has to be done. It has to be done. Worst case scenario, he dies. And then we're in deep shit. Oh man, this is so bad. This is so bad. Oh man. Alright, well. Here goes nothing, I guess. Do we have to swap this out? It will die. But is that okay? Is that thing dying better? Oh man, this is so bad. Alright. Jesus, take the wheel. Please tell me you're faster, Minotaur. Gaialis retreats. Doesn't want to find out if he's faster or slower. He does swap in Chimurian. Perhaps reading the play. He does do a double swap. Interestingly.
the Golzy comes out, it is safe. Normally it would be threatened by the black hole, but here's the thing. If Chimorian blasts Minotaur, right? Then we get to bring in Tyrannak. And if he doesn't blast Minotaur, then we do humongous damage to Golzy. Our other option is to swap in Polenta to die. And then we can bring in Puttanesca for free, but that's like not great. Let's just go for the black hole play. Maybe he tries to read me. He does try to read me, but in a strange way. He's gonna bring Valorant back in. Probably he's gonna check Minotaur now, which is fine. CBG comes out. He has another problem though. So we do get some damage on the Valorant. The Valorant can kill our thing here, but we could sleep. The Chimerian is still immune from bait. Could bring out Jukempo, who will kill the Valorant. Yeah, this is nice. Jukempo is going to come back. He has +3 speed. He's going to obliterate this Valorant. He's also going to tank. He's going to get a Bark Shield, which is very powerful. So this is a nice position for us. It is sad. Oh. The guy never gave us -2 attack. That play, the fact that he didn't do Toxic Plume is like gonna come back to bite him really bad. Maybe he doesn't run it, but it's crazy to me to run Valorant and 2 crystals and not run Toxic Plume. It's one of the strongest moves in the game, bar none. So Major Slash comes out. He's probably like, what? Why is this Tadru so fast? It doesn't even come close to killing. That's the power of the Strange Vest. He does try and double the Taifu, however. But Taifu survives. Nutrition Bar is doing a lot of good work here. The problem is the fact that thing didn't die means that they're going to get to double him again and possibly kill him. Do we let him die? He will probably die to Valorant, which will be very bad. Or we could swap in Polenta just to die. And then Jukempo will get his bait proc. Do we need Polenta for something specific? Not really. I think we're just going to swap him in to die. And then we're going to Nox Bomb. We're going to Nox Bomb. We're going to Nox Bomb nothing, which actually might have been the correct play. So this is going to get us a free swap in. Free. It's going to get us a swap in, is what it is. It was also going to proc bait on Tataru. Does Tataru actually rest, or does he do nothing? Okay, he does rest, so we do get a lot of stamina from that. So in comes the Tyrannak, which if he can't kill it, his Chimerian will die. The question is, do we Embers or do we Meteor Swarm? I think we just Meteor Swarm, just in case. If Major Slash doesn't kill, and it probably won't, we lose. We probably lose. This guy's team is very, very good against ours. So he does swap out the Chimerian, not willing to bet the farm, which means the Tyrannak is gonna live, and that Gaialis is gonna die. He's basically doing a sacrifice turn. He's getting some damage on Tyrannak. It will put it in death range, so that's good for him. But it also will get us our first 2 kills. We've got a long road to hoe, but we have the Thames that can do it. The problem is we're going to have to deal with this Chimurian, and we're not going to have Puttanesca to deal with it because Chimurian can now just kill. Well, Chimurian can't, but everyone else can. He's going to do Seismuch Golzi, which is actually very scary. He's going to get a Seismuch bullshit. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. We're going to Overgrowth. Probably not going to go off. We can Nox Bomb, which is half damage, or we can Stone Ball, which will not kill Golzi, but it will get it low. Or we can try and Stone Ball Seismuch. I think we're just going to go for the maximum damage. Reik is going to come out. It's going to kill Puttanesca. It does a ton of damage to Jukempo. He has Iron Coating. It's very, very strong. Is this worse than Rolder? I'm not sure. Man, the fact that our Minotaur died like that was like super suspect. We do get some damage on Golzi. It's not nearly enough. But we do get a leech off. The problem being Jukempo can't destroy Seismuch with this next hit. What hit is that? That's a Stone Ball? That's a Stone Ball hit and 2 burn ticks. So Stone Ball did 50% minus 12, minus 13. So 120 versus... I don't think this kills, but we don't have another way to win, so... Doesn't matter, hasty lunge outspeeds. Upsetting. There's just a couple of things our team is not good against. We're not good against crystals, we're not good against grounds. He has 2 crystals, 2 grounds. But the fact that we let our Minotaur die to this stupid little bird was very sad. Let's try anyways. Maybe Seismuch, I don't know, runs out of stamina and Chimurian can't really hurt Gorgonzola. I don't know. Gorgonzola is at +3 defense, so it's not impossible that we win, but it's very unlikely. So Seismuch does OX. Do we have an up bar for this turn? We do not. That would have been great. Oh! I think if we live that... Oh! Okay. Good game, good game. Horrible fucking team to me for this team to play against. Actual fucking nightmare team. We lost to 1238, man. We lose everything for that. We lose like 30 TMR. We were 2 points away. Now we're 30 fucking 1. We lost 29 TMR for that. Okay, well played, well played. Chaotico, the channeler. What's worse, this thing or that thing? What's worse, this thing or that thing? This fucking Seismuch can just fuck off. He bans my Tiernack. If we open Rolder, what does he do? If we open Tataru, he won't know what to do. If we open Tataru, he's going to want to bring in all these Psychics. If we open Rolder, he's going to want to bring in all these Psychics. I want to open Tataru. I think it's just like my best opener. It lets him do stupid things like this. Like, he's bringing 2 quadruple electric weeks. Can Golzi survive 2 hits, though? Can Golzi survive 2 hits? Can Minotaur survive 2 hits? Huh. I think we have to do a bait and switcher. We literally have to do a bait and switch because turn 1, if they double, they will kill one of my Thames. But I think Tataru can... I don't think Tataru... Can Tataru one-shot? I don't think Tataru can one-shot this creature. But we can bring in Taifu, which will force a swap. So we really want to get Grandpa and Taifu here, but he's probably going to ban one of these two. He's going to go for the Rolder ban, even though he's drafted 2 quadruple weak to electrics. Oh, he wants to bring in one of his crystals. Of course. Which one is worse for me to deal with? We don't have Tiernak. This thing is weak. We can outspeed it. I think this thing is worse. This creature. So we get Grandpa, we get Taifu, and then we get Minotaur if we want it. Or Acronox if we want it. A neutral that makes us want to bring Minotaur even more. 3 times Minotaur is very good against. And 1 time Minotaur just instantly dies too. Or Acronox, which is neutral, good. That thing doesn't matter, it's gonna die. Neutral, good, neutral. Do we play the Minotaur game? If we ever get a... Yeah, I think we do. I think we do. Might be a mistake. We'll see. I don't think Golzi survives, yeah. So we have to swap in Taifu here. Taifu into 2 special attacks is like... Oh, it's not a special attack, actually. Lowaddle's physical. And Taifu will outspeed in the Deceit Aura. And if it's not Deceit Aura, then they're both crying. Okay, Nox Bomb, we swaps. We planned out turn 1 in the pick bans, so that's one thing you guys should always do. You should always have turn 1. You already know what you're going to do before the gates open. Because you already know what the field's going to look like. So he's going to double the slot. He has to, basically, because Golzi's threatening to one-shot both of them. Taifu's here to tank some hits. Nox Bomb comes out, does a lot of damage to Nagai's. Huh. We're gonna Nox Bomb again. We're gonna Leech. You can get a Psywave off, which will do a lot of damage to Tataru. We could have considered swapping out Tataru. There's a good chance he just focuses Tataru with Lowaddle, and then swaps out Nagai's, which would be a smart play. Maybe we could have Major Slashed instead of Toxic. Major Slash was definitely a better choice over Nox Bomb there, because there's a high chance he swaps. And Nox Bomb doesn't even do... It does have damage to Lowaddle because it's digital. But Major Slash does too. We could have Stoneballed. He's going to go for the side switch. Maybe if we Stoneballed, we would have been slower, actually. That's actually a mistake. We could have Stoneballed Nagai's and killed it. Jukempo might just die this turn, which is kind of sad. Kind of sad, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Now that... It doesn't matter, teleport the Gorgonzola, that's the mistake. If we get speed on Golzi, we basically win. He is going to bring in this monster, this piece of work. But it doesn't it only has access to a crystal and a ground move. Bark Shield is not looking great here, actually. The question is, does Tataru one-shot it? The answer is no. He could do a crystal move. We could go for a turbo play, which might be really prudent right now. Is Lowaddle faster or slower than us? Man. A turbo play. And then we play the speed game with the fastest time in the game, but we will be faster. There's a chance they just killed Jukempo, which is pretty bad. We're just gonna go for the Stone Ball and the Bark Shield. Although Hypoxia might kill. And Bark Shield's not great. It's not the greatest, actually. We're gonna go for a Hypoxia, actually. I don't know if we live this. They are gonna focus Jukempo, which is what I was afraid of. That's why we didn't do the turbo play. Penance. Oh yeah, we saw this last time. Plus 80 million stats. Plus 4 attack, plus 4 special attack. Primus baits out for this fucker to get in. And then are we just gonna be forced to like leech our way through this creature? Seems a bit suspect. So we are probably gonna see a sleep come out. We're getting so far behind here. Does it have chamomile? It does. Just see Deluge, which will sleep. So much damage. We're getting obliterated by these D tier Thames! Gorgonzola is just sitting there accumulating value, but it's not enough. This creature will die, is the issue. That is the issue. I'd rather just swap in Primus and die. Who's more important, Primus or Minotaur? I think Minotaur is more important. Minotaur cleans up. Primus just has to die for the team. Sorry, bud. Yeah, it's the only way. He does bring Lowaddle back in. We are going to bring in Primus to absorb the electric hit. Unless he does something tricky like a Strangle. We'll see. Does do Thunderstrike, which is good for us. Golzy tanks it. Lowaddle is terrified. He's actually in trouble. We're actually okay now. We've got a footing in this game. So we can Hasty Lunge for free. Force the Lowaddle to switch right back. We don't have to Hasty Lunge. Yeah, we kind of do. No, we don't. We don't. Because we're still faster. It's not like this thing has any prio moves. Except for Auto Destruction. Which is how much prio? How much? We don't have a lot of time. 30 seconds? Is Auto Destruction 4 prio? Or let's find out. Tem.team. Oh my god, it takes so long. Lowaddle. Is Auto Destruction... Oh, my internet is so sad. I don't know if Auto Destruction... Okay, let's say he has Auto Destruction. He probably does. Alright, well. He tries to get off Auto Destruction. I don't know what's the prio on it. We do get a leech off. Gorgonzola's back at max health. He has a little bit of an issue. He's strangling it. That's not good. He is going to bring back in the problem This is the problem. This creature is a problem. Could bring back in Polenta. Polenta will die. We could leave in Primus. Primus will die. We could try and get off a hasty lunge, which might do 25% damage. No, he's 4 times resistant to electric. It will not do 25% damage. You can try an uppercut. We just have to sit here and die, basically. Goodbye, my sweet prince. I loved you. You were loved. He does a crystal dust, which is kind of greedy. But he has +4 attack, so he can afford to be greedy. Jesus Lord. Polenta comes out. Crystal dust is fast. Is like 4 prio. It's not 3 prio. It's 4 prio. Hyperkinetic's only 3 prio. But does crystal kill? Probably. Oh no. What a fucking disaster. What an absolute fucking disaster. Remember at the beginning of the game I said which one is worse? This one or that one? The answer, I picked incorrectly. This is a banning. This is a banning. This creature is a fucking nymph. When it has crystal dust energy and +4 attack, it's just look at it just rampaging through my team. Exploded 4 times. Exploded 4 times. How upsetting. Yeah. My friend just messaged me, what are your thoughts on crystal dust as a move? Oh, look, I'm gonna sleep now. This is so cool. Remember when we asked ourselves, which one is more dangerous? We found out. You know what? Sometimes you have to, sometimes you win and sometimes you get to learn something. Today we learned something. Oh yeah, just strangle me. Wait, you messed up. You messed up. You strangled me. Oh, the strangle went second. How classical. Strangle is actually really good out of a sleep. When somebody's sleeping, if you strangle them, it's really good. Huh. That's a little tidbit. Alright, well, we were really close to 1500. And now we're not. But we learned something valuable, so GG's. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Because we're not going to do these 6-hour YouTube videos. So I'm going to break this one up.